It's me, Unicorn. I am here today doing my fourth interview stream with the one and only Donna Chan.
Hello.
Donna Chan owns a dessert macaron store in Seattle, and I have the pleasure of having her 1 hour of her time with me. So thank you so much for doing that.
Of course. Love to be here.
um, so we are going to probably just start off with a little questions and just talk about you and how you became to be and your success and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
When you were younger, did you ever think baking was your career path?
Absolutely not. I actually never even thought that I would become a baker or even be in the food industry, actually.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, so about 8 years ago, I've actually started in healthcare. So I have a health informatics college degree.
Oh,
So
wow.
So when I been always working at hospitals um, and 8 years ago is when I started this baking venture with my mom. And I actually didn't even know what macarons were
Oh, yeah.
back then.
Me neither.
Yeah. So my mom just said, "Oh, do you want to make something called macarons?" And I was like, "Okay, I have no idea what they are, but I'll come along." And I honestly don't. Now that I think back on it, I don't really think that I have that much baking experience
Oh,
because I maybe made a few cakes from the box that you get from the grocery store. I've never made a
yeah.
cake from scratch.
Like a
I
Betty
made a few.
Crocker or something.
Yeah, exactly. I've always been one of those pre-made things where those breakable refrigerated cookie dough. I've always made those. I think I made cookies from scratch once. So my mom was always like to bake stuff, so I just joined in on making these macarons, and they ended up pretty much didn't turn out that great, but like that they still tasted good. So that night I had a party and I was like, oh, well, we have all these macarons. I guess I'll bring them to this party. It'll be fun. And so when I
Uh-huh.
brought them to the party, everyone's like, oh my gosh, these are so good. And I think a lot of people still didn't know what they were either. But because it didn't turn out so good, it really bothered me. So I ended up buying a bunch of ingredients to try to make it because I didn't understand because I knew the concepts of baking because as long as you have the exact measurements and you have to be really precise, it shouldn't
Yeah.
fail. So I made a few more batches at my house and they basically failed again.
Oh,
So
like were
that
they
was
like
when
mushy or like how did they
just
turn out?
a lot of different things. There was a bunch of exploding ones where they
Exploding
look
ones?
ugly. Yeah, exploding
Oh,
ones where they look like a volcano, not like this cute little cookie. And then there was ones that have no feet or just ones that just are misshaped, just everything possible. It happened.
they had no
And so
what?
just misshaped.
Oh,
Um,
misshaped. Okay.
yeah. So after making a bunch of them, I realized that I had to create my own recipe in order for me to figure out. So it became a huge science experiment for me
Ah,
to kind of figure out like, okay, I need to figure out an exact recipe and then copy it or repeat it over and over and figure out what are my mistakes. So I basically was in my kitchen for months and months. And by that time, it was around Christmas time. So I had just
hmm.
tons of macarons. Like I was already tired of eating them,
Yeah.
just and I was just passing out to friends. And I ended up making a bunch of Christmas gifts to everyone, and I brought them, and everyone just loved them. And that was kind of the
Aw.
start. And I was like, this is really awesome. I really enjoy making these.
That's
And
like the
then,
best friend ever to have someone bring over like desserts, especially made from you.
yeah, exactly. So I ended up posting on social media. This was 8 years ago, and
Oh,
social media
wow.
was still up and coming and hasn't blown up yet.
Hmm.
And so I posted on my Facebook just to my own friends. So I was like, hey, I'm making some Valentine's Day ones. Would you like some? And so that's when a bunch of people ordered. like all my friends
Oh,
ordered for their significant others, and I just thought it was cool. And then so then I just pulled all nighters cranking these macarons out.
oh,
It was pretty crazy. And that was back when I was baking at my house too. So my
yeah.
kitchen at my house just looked like a sweatshop. There's just
Oh,
crazy. There was just so many things going on. I just had trays and trays, and just it was pretty crazy. So then after that, everything just kind of grew. Like I got my wedding gig, and then I got a restaurant gig, and then just started moving up from there. Where I did a holiday each month.
oh, okay.
Patty's Day, Easter, and then
Aw.
just kind of grew that way. And after that, I had my own website and then my Instagram, and it just kind of blew up, to be honest.
Oh, that's amazing. I love hearing like how everything became and then just grew and then you can hear it in your voice like you just have a passion for it. And then the fact that you're like making it for your friends and family makes it even more special. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
I
exactly.
totally feel that.
It was definitely a hobby. It was just something I really wanted to do. And I had so many macarons, like I had to share them. I didn't know what else to do with them. And it was more just like, please take them. And it's been a fun journey.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. What is your favorite things to bake
Um,
if it
so
wasn't macarons?
yeah, so I haven't really baked that much, but I do like to only make macarons. I haven't really done that much baking otherwise, but
Okay.
yeah, I have been recently testing how to make those jiggly pancakes, those Japanese jiggly pancakes.
Jiggly pancake? Oh, you
Yeah,
mean
have
like
you
the
seen those?
fluffy ones?
Yeah, those
Oh, those are
fluffy
so
ones.
good.
So I've been experimenting with that. So that's been kind of my off thing if I'm not making macarons. But really, I
Mm.
just in the kitchen a lot. So I don't really have time to or kind of want to bake something on the side because I'm just there so much. So
Yeah.
I
Gotta run
exactly
the business, you know?
yeah.
What inspired you to start a business?
Honestly, I kind of just fell right into it. I just never thought I would be in a business or open a business. I just always thought that I would be working in the corporate world and kind of have a 9 to 5 and be happy with it. So when this whole macaron kind of blew up because everyone wanted them, I kind of just made me like, okay, I can actually do something with this. And so we kind of just pushed forward. So another thing that we started doing when this all blew up was we were making ice cream macaron sandwiches. Yeah, and those are really good. And I partnered up with one of the local Seattle companies called Pink's Ice Cream,
Uh-huh.
and they do Asian inspired ice cream flavors. And
Oh my gosh.
this is when I first started, and I would get all of my ice cream from them and then make sandwiches and then sell them at fairs. And then at that time, Pink's Ice Cream was looking to sell their business, and they
Mhm.
asked me if I wanted to acquire the business. And then in my head, at that time, that was when it triggered when I was like, wait, I can really make this into a business because I'm going to be doing ice cream and macarons and make this into kind of a dessert shop.
Oh gosh, were you scared to like start a business? Like do you even know like where do I even start, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely nerve-wracking, but I still had my full-time job, and so I knew that I would still be okay. And this was still, even when I was like, okay, I think I can make it into a business, I still didn't really in my mind think that it was a business. I just thought like, this is so fun. What a fun opportunity to learn how to make ice cream and make that part of my company too, because I love ice cream. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I
who
love
does not
macarons.
like ice cream unless you're like, you know, super lactose or something, but
Yeah, exactly. So I love ice cream. It's one of my favorite things to eat. So I just was so happy that I was able to combine both of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, says. Oh, yeah, we have that question actually. I have that coming up, but that's a good question too. We'll get to that. So, I did take a picture of some of the ice cream flavors that you have. There they are. It's kind of covering our faces right now, but like we
Oh
got
yeah.
some jasmine tea, the lychee. Is it lychee
Mhm.
or lychee? That's always a,
I feel like it's a tomato or tomato thing.
yeah,
But I personally say lychee.
lychee. Okay, I think so too. And your flavors are, I know we were talking about this and it'll be on our little clip later, but the flavors that you use and the ingredients from this ice cream company, they're using like real legit flavors and not powder, is like the actual fruit or the actual
Yeah.
cookie.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely, we really strive to having real ingredients, so we really can taste it. And we also, when you bite into it, you'll automatically know what flavor it is. That's kind of what we go for.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
really important. Yeah, it's really, really important to use real ingredients, just because you want the real thing when it comes to flavors. You don't
Yeah.
want to be like, I think this is Thai tea. I'm not sure.
Yeah, for sure. What is your favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor ice cream is the Thai tea or the ube one, but
Ube.
I also really like the durian ice cream.
And
I like
durian,
them all.
I never
Yeah.
actually had durian, if I think about it, because I always like was so scared that durian's like this really steep fruit,
Mhm.
but yeah, I just
No, you
never.
have to come to the store.
What is it like is it close
It's
to
better
like a
in the ice
fruit?
cream form.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, definitely stop by if you guys ever want to try the durian ice cream. If you guys never had durian, but if you do love durian, you can also come because you guys will love it. But the ice cream is more of a mild form, so it's a better intro for someone who's never had durian.
Yeah.
But but a lot of people love trying it, which is really great. And then it's definitely a mixed review. You either love it or you see people's face and they just want to spit it out.
Yeah,
So
that's why I would like. I never actually had the actual fruit. I don't know if I would. It's just it's kind of like that kimchi. Like people are scared of
yeah,
it because it's so stinky, but it's actually delicious, and it's only because I grew up with it. But yeah, I
yeah,
totally get that. I feel like you have to grow up with it in order to like really understand the flavors and enjoy it.
exactly.
What flavors do you carry? Like, what are the most popular, you think?
The most popular is the number one most popular flavor that I have is Fruity Pebbles, which is the
Ah,
cereal. Everyone loves that one. Then we also have, the ube is really popular that everyone likes. We have a passion fruit that's really popular.
yeah.
Um, yeah, guava. There's Vietnamese coffee is a really, really popular flavor.
Yeah, that one was super good. I actually enjoyed that one.
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
ones are your newest flavors?
Um, the newest flavor I have for macarons is a orange creamsicle, and that one's really, really good.
I love orange
Yeah.
creamsicles.
Mhm. Of course, it's so good. And then a few weeks ago, um, let's see, a few weeks ago, or actually just like a month ago, I made a maple bacon one, and that was really good.
Maple
So
bake. Wait,
yeah, a maple bacon
maple
macaron.
bacon. Oh my God, I want to try that one too now.
Yeah, yeah, that one's really good.
That's awesome. What um what is the weirdest thing you've ever cooked in your lifetime?
Um, I don't know if I've cooked anything super weird because I don't cook that much, but when I do, I will cook things that I usually cook, or I'll make soup. That's really easy, but
Yeah, soup.
it's not weird. The only thing I ever actually made an effort to make was a rack of lamb. I don't know why. I
Oh,
just decided I was gonna buy this rack of lamb and just cook the whole thing. So it was interesting because you had to like bake it, and I remember you had to put all the rubs in it, and it was a pretty fun experience
yeah.
for cooking.
How did yours turn out? Like, did you like it or?
Uh,
I can.
yeah, I liked it. I could only eat a small amount of it, and this was like 5 years ago. I don't.
Oh.
We made a rack of lamb since, but it was definitely fun. It was
Yeah,
fun
rack
to
of lamb's
prepare.
hard to cook, I heard.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to try it. I was like, this looks really fun to make, but like making the rub and stuff, but I had a good
A
time.
good challenge, right?
Exactly.
Via says, are you allowed to make a flavored one with CBD or CBD and THC? Oh, you know what? You would be the first one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely made some for personal consumption, and those are very good. But yeah, we've looked into it, but in Seattle, there's just so much strict rules, so it's
Mm,
definitely one of those for personal consumption.
for sure. That's a good
Yeah,
question, Via. But I mean, gosh, the opportunity there too for that would be crazy. Um,
exactly.
how long does it take to make, let's say, about a dozen, or how many do you make at a time? And then how long does that usually that process usually take?
It actually takes 2 days to make macaron because there's so many stages to it.
Oh.
So we want to, so one batch, if you were to make one batch, it'll still kind of take, it wouldn't take 2 days if you were to put all the steps, but I would say at least like 5 hours if you wanted to start from start to end. And that's why we make large batches. But if you were to
Uh,
make one batch, it makes about 75 macarons.
ooh.
And then, yeah, so you have the stage of making the batter. And then after you make the batter, you have to let the batter dry. So once it dries, which might take an hour to an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, and it really depends on the humidity of the room and just like it depends, especially for example,
Oh.
when it's a rainy day, it
Yeah.
might take a lot longer than if it was just like a super sunny day. So it really depends on the humidity of the room. And then after it dries, then you stick them in the oven and they bake for about like 14 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And after you bake them, then what happens is you let them cool off, and then you're gonna make the filling, and then you make the filling, and then that's when you sandwich them. And then once you sandwich them, another thing that's really, really important that a lot of people don't know about macarons is that they don't taste fresh. Like you can eat them right away, but it won't have the right consistency. So
Oh.
yeah, so
Yeah, there's
have
so
you
much
ever?
chemistry and temperature
Mhm,
for that. I didn't even think about that.
yeah. So you have to actually leave the macarons overnight in the fridge to kind of just let it settle with the filling and the shell of the macarons,
Mm.
and so that it kind of the flavor infuses into the macaron from the filling.
Oh, so that's the
Yeah.
trick. Oh my
Mhm.
God, I didn't know there was like you have to, make sure the temperature's right. So what happens if it's like a super hot day? When we had the 100-degree weather, that was like so hot. What did you do?
Oh, well, thank goodness. Luckily, the our store has air conditioning. It was really nice, and
Yeah.
I didn't even go. I didn't even stay at my house. Like I was just hanging out at the shop because there was air conditioning. So luckily we didn't have that problem. But us telling customers, we were just like, hey, like what when you leave, you have to you really have to put them in the fridge or they're going to be melting because most of the fillings are either chocolate or a buttercream, so they kind of will melt in a 113
Oh.
degree room.
How long do macarons usually last for, like, if I were to buy it from your store, and then how can I leave them out, or what would you think to suggest?
Yeah. So you can leave them out for about 2 days, but we don't recommend leaving them out because they kind of dry out. Have you ever had a crumbly macaron?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah. So if crumbly macarons is because they've been just sitting out too much with the air and oxygen and everything. So when you bite, uh, that's what causes crumbly ones. So we always recommend them being refrigerated,
Okay.
and they last about a week if you just stick them in the refrigerator. But it actually also really freezes well. So you could freeze them in your freezer and
Oh,
keep them there for like 3 months. And then when you want one, you just take it out, and it just takes about 20 to 30 minutes to thaw out,
oh
and they'll
wow.
taste exactly the same.
Okay, that's good to know. I know, 'cause like you, we had our recent wedding, and that's how I met you, is that, you made our wedding presents, and they came out so good. I have a picture here. That's what it looked like. I put the ribbons on myself. I put little stickers for the name tags on them, and we had the blueberry and the vanilla, and they
Mhm.
were such a hit at the wedding. Like everybody loved it.
Oh, thank you. It was so fun to make.
um. Oh, thank you for the follow. All right. So my next question is, so how do you pick out your flavors? Like, do you sit down with your team or just kind of like with yourself and then kind of like, make a vote online? How do you pick out what your next flavor is going to be?
They just come to. I'll have actually have a long list of flavors that I want to make, but I pick and choose them because I need to find the right ingredients, and it usually takes a long time. So
Ah,
I love going to specialty grocery stores. I love looking at things online of seeing what real ingredients I can get and then trying them out. It's actually a really long process because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my macaron flavors.
mm-hmm.
So sometimes it'll take like months before even a flavor will come out, or there might be a flavor that will never come out because I'm just not happy with it, even if I do it 8 or 9 times. So
Yeah.
yeah, but to be honest, I haven't really been able to make new flavors recently just because I've just been short staffed and
Oh, okay.
been kind of having to work a lot, making macarons and then running the business. So I really, really look forward to being able to create more flavors for everybody.
Oh, so do you literally just do this all solo then, or do you have like a partner or someone that
Yeah,
helps
I do
you?
have a
Okay.
So I do have a partner. So his name is Michael, and he runs the warehouse that we have. So
Ah,
him and his team kind of work on all of the wholesale, and he also does all of the ice cream production.
okay. That's good. You get
Yeah,
some
and
help then.
then exactly, and then at our store, the store in White Center, I kind of just do. We're just like the test kitchen, and we also make all of the macarons for the store itself.
Oh, like you, so all in-house right there.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, we make all the macarons in house there, and then yeah, just running this, keeping the store running.
That's awesome. You're incredible. Because
Yeah,
for
thank
me, I
you.
would just be like, how do I start? How do you feel about the macarons made here compared to internationally? Like the state would want certain ingredients allowed or FDA and stuff like that.
Yeah. I, the only time I ever, or actually, I've tried macarons in Hong Kong, and I think I tried some when I was in Dubai a few years ago.
Dubai?
Yeah.
Whoa. What is
Mhm.
their most popular flavor?
They had all the fancy. They actually had all of the fancy macaron shops there, like Ladurée and Pierre. I forgot. I can't think of the name right now, but they
Hmm.
have all of the really famous ones in Dubai. So I got to try a bunch of them, and they taste pretty similar to American macarons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they pretty much taste similar. Yeah, they don't really taste different. I guess some of the consistencies in different companies will have different consistencies, I guess, but
Hmm. That's good to know.
essentially they look similar. I mean, I do see that they have more like regular flavors, like ones with jam,
Oh, they
and
have jam. That's interesting.
they have ones with jam and more of the fruity ones. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow, you can make anything if you think about it. So,
Exactly.
do you know where macarons originated from?
I believe it is in France.
Ding, you're right. It was actually introduced in France by an Italian chef of Queen Catherine during the Renaissance. And then I did a little research before I was doing an interview with you. So since the 19th century, a typical Parisian style macaron has been presented with a ganache, buttercream, or jam filling, like you said, and then sandwiched between two cookies, which is the macaron. That's so crazy.
uh,
Like, who would ever think, like, oh, let me put some jam in between these, or let's make a little tiny mini cake. Maybe that's how it became to be.
yeah, and just the process of making a macaron is so time consuming. And then you have to make it into meringue and then deflate it into a batter and then
Make sure
bake
it
it.
rises, right?
Yeah, so whoever invented the macaron, wow, just amazing. They really wanted to step outside the box and just create something
Yeah,
very
that's and it made
different.
a pretty good career for you.
Yeah, for sure.
What else do you do besides making macarons? Like, what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I do work a lot, so honestly, I have so much fun at work that it is just
Oh,
fun. Like sometimes I'll just, put on a podcast or I'll just listen to music
uh-huh.
when I'm at work, or just kind of just chugging along at work. But when I'm not at work, I do like hang out with my dog. I go
Oh,
running. I like to go on vacation. So I have this huge problem with working where I literally work a lot. So in order for me to leave work, I either have to book a trip somewhere, and so I
to
have
like
to,
force you to go on vacation.
yeah. So
Nice.
I mean, it's definitely it's been fun, but like I definitely need to like book something. Like if I don't buy a plane ticket or like make plans with my friends, I will literally live at the Macadon shop.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
dedication.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and play a clip of I went to go to her store and had a little moment of being able to walk around and seeing a little bit of the process of it. So here we go.
Danny asked if I ship. We do ship.
Oh, that's awesome. Let me type it in there
Yeah.
for you. She
Mhm.
does ship.
We just don't ship ice cream. So Danny, you're gonna have to come to Seattle and visit the shop.
Okay. Are we back?
Um,
About that. It was a little laggy. I'm really sad. That was a really good video I made.
that was a
um,
great video. Thank you for
hey.
doing that.
Yeah. I will probably post up both just so that you don't have that lag in this actual stream, but darn. Here we go. Back to our questions because I do have a few more. And when you bake, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel great every time I see a batch. Every time I make a batch, I feel like it's still a learning experience because every batch is different. Um, I don't make perfect batches every single time, so it's still kind of fun to see how each macaron turns out. So
Aw.
I feel like I still really enjoy it.
Yeah, I know like near the end of the video, it was there was a hyperlapse of the macaron rising, and we noticed that there was, whenever you get one that's cracked or that's not, edible, that's too like not doesn't the presentation doesn't look good. So what do you
Yeah.
do with those?
Oh, so we have a couple different things that we do. We make them and call them macarons, and then we
Macarons.
just
I like
yes,
that.
and then we just sell them at a discounted price because we really don't want to waste
Oh.
it because they taste totally the same. They just don't look as nice.
Uh-huh.
So we have specific standards for the macarons, but if they don't make the standards, so if they're like way too big,
Mhm.
or if they're too small, then they turn into something called a macaron, and then we box them up.
Aw.
And then we have a lot of people that just come in and grab those.
Oh, that's awesome. So nothing goes to waste, guys. Everything is used. do
Yes,
you
we
ever
try.
do you ever like donate or like give out any and
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, we give out a macaron for people that for people's birthdays all the time.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you have a birthday, come to Macadons so you can get a free macaron. Also, I do a lot of donations. The last big donation that we did was we donated two large macaron towers of 400 macarons
Oh.
uh, for a school prom that they never got to have. So it was a donation
Oh.
based prom. So they had to like find a venue and everything. So that's really fun. That was fun. We also donate to a lot of dessert dashes, so auctions, so that they can raise money for their charities.
That's great. So you're so well into the community. I love that. Um, already asked those questions. I guess I kind of asked questions that I already had listed here. Besides from that, I always ask all my interviewees, what is your favorite food?
What is my favorite food? I think my favorite food is actually ice cream.
It is
I
ice
think I
cream.
love ice cream. Yeah, I love ice cream. I love durian. I've eaten that for breakfast before. Um, yeah. I also really like Thai food, so Thai food is kind of my go-to.
Ooh, yes,
Um,
Thai food's
food
good.
to eat.
The Q13 moment of like what happened with
Oh yeah.
all your struggles that you've been dealing with at White Center Seattle and what's been
Yeah.
happening there, having a business there.
It's been a little crazy just with the whole window breaking, the vandalism, and what came. And then last week there was a fire that actually burned down 9 businesses.
Oh no.
Someone had um, they say that it was arson actually, and it happened on the night of 4th of July, and
Yeah.
it burned down 9 businesses right in the downtown of White Center, and that really affected the whole community. But with all of
Mm.
the things that have happened in the community and what happened with us, and a few other things that have happened around the neighborhood, it really has brought us in the community a lot closer and like wanting to uh, collaborate and help each other. And it really just made me realize how important community is, because there was just so much community support when all of these happen, and continually there is. And with that huge fire that could have been any business in White Center, really, we're really banding together to help fundraise all these businesses that have been displaced, because
Yeah.
all of these businesses literally burnt down.
That's so
Yeah,
sad.
really sad.
Ugh, 'cause like you like work so hard, even especially during these times, like you're just struggling and you're just trying to make a living, and then you're just,
Exactly.
gosh, that's horrible. I'm so sad that you guys have to go through all of that, but it's great that you guys can come together as a community and make things better, make the best of it. That's all you
Yeah,
can
for
really
sure.
do.
Hmm.
Where can everyone find you, Donna? Like, where are you also socially at, for your social media?
Yeah, you can find us on social media at Macadons. And then our website is also macadons.com. So you can find us that way. And then, and also definitely just come visit me at the store and ask for me so I can meet everybody on this Twitch. So yeah.
Well, there you go. If you guys go into the store and you say hi to Donna, she will be there. And I believe you're also giving these little cute miniature ice cream cones out.
Yep. Come by the store. I'll hook you guys up. Just
Oh.
mention the unicorn Twitch.
Yeah, thank you so much, Donna, again for being here with me. And I will do my best to edit this live stream and have it on YouTube and probably coordinate the video so that everybody would be able to see it without it lagging.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. I had so much fun. I've never been on Twitch before, and it
Ah,
was.
I'm your first Twitch.
I had a great
Yes.
time. Thank you so much, and thanks everybody for listening.
And take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Donna, we are still. They can still hear us, but I have my ending screen on. And thank you so
Okay.
much. I really appreciate you. I will come by and visit you again and try out some other flavors. And I hope you have fun at the baby shower.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, Danny Kim had a question about what are some things she's learned from starting her own business, and any advice she has for anyone wanting to start
Oh,
their own
yeah, that's
business.
great.
The answer is just do it. I've learned that as long as you have the passion, as long as you have the, as long as you want it, you can do anything that you want, as long as you have a great idea and that you really, really focused on it. Some
There you
things I
go,
learned
Danny.
is that you guys are gonna make a ton of mistakes, because I made a ton of mistakes, but you'll get through them and just think of mistakes or not as failures, but just room to grow. And you definitely just learn from everything, and just trust yourself. You guys can do it.
That's a perfect way to end this stream. That's great advice. Danny, I hope that helped you get some motivation. I'm going to see that car shop open up soon or something.
Yeah, Danny opened up a shop.
You gotta
You can
come
do
up here
it.
and visit and try out all her flavors and ice cream. But they do, she says she does ship too, so don't forget, you could go to the website, make a shipment, and try it out. Alright, take care, Donna. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
bye.
Bye.